Welcome back to the MLG stream of the WCS America Challenger League Season 3 Qualifier number 1. The top 4 players from this qualifier advance to WCS America Season 3 Challenger League. I got my first opponent now. His name is Crayon. And the way this is work is, right now, Alex has got to do some other stuff real quick. He'll join me as soon as possible. But for now, we're just going to cover my games in the tournament. There's a lot of Koreans I'll probably knock out pretty soon, so don't worry about it. We'll get to some really awesome games soon. The first round or two, there's not that many great games anyway, so you're not losing out too much seeing me. But as the tournament goes on, it's a single elimination tournament, so we'll get to some really awesome players and do some great coverage. There's 7 maps in the map pool according to the rules. There's no rules on how we decide which maps are being played, at least none that I can find anywhere. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to talk to my opponent. I've said we're just going to do a veto system. We'll make up our own rules. That's usually the best way to do things. And he says you can veto first. So the maps are, I think he's Zerg, right? The maps are Whirlwind. You know what? Actually, let's just bring it over to my screen right here real quick. So this is the map pool right here. You see Whirlwind, Derelict Watcher, Belshear Vestige, Aklon Waste, Polar Knight, Frost, and Yansu. That's the map pool. These 3 maps at the bottom, I have very little experience with. Just the last couple games you saw on ladder now, and then a couple games in IM qualifiers earlier. So I'll probably be vetoing those maps just out of unfamiliarity. Excuse me. I veto Yansu, and then hopefully we'll get on the maps I'm a little more acquainted with. It's going to be a PVZ against a player called Crayon. And I think to sign up for this, you have to be at least in Masters League. He's actually high Masters. He's got that little star by him, which is a lot more than I can say for myself. He's a rank 8 Masters. So hopefully it'll be a good game. He says he vetoes Polar Knight. I'll just veto Frost. I veto Frost. It's just a ladder versus the maps. Nothing crazy going on. And we'll see. He has one more veto. What map should I suggest first? Let's do Belshear Vestige first. I can get kind of feel for his style. Alright, he vetoes Aklon Waste. And then which do you want second? So there's Whirlwind left, and I should have vetoed Derelict Watcher. I forgot that was in a pool. Well, too late now. I'm not going to go back on my word. Derelict Watcher is just a terrible map against Zerg, in my opinion. Maybe I'm totally wrong. As I said, I haven't played for a while, so I haven't played on that map very much. Alright, so we're going to do Derelict Watcher second, and then it's going to be Whirlwind third. So here we are in the menu. See, this guy is ready to play. Good luck, have fun. And again, this is now a tournament game. We're now into the tournament. Best of 3. Round of 128, top 4 make it. So you got to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches in a row, I believe. Yes, 5 matches in a row, and you're in. Which means for every 32 people that sign up, there's going to be 1 player that makes it, of course. So we're going to count down. It's a best of 3. First map is going to be Belshear Vestige. Move this monitor so I can actually see it while I'm playing. I can jump right into this game here. And it is against the opponent, APT Crayon. You know, Crayons are pretty awesome. I'm getting the buzzing in my headset. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing that. Alright, it's kind of dying down a bit now. There's a bunch of chords where my feet are, so hopefully I'm not kicking them in the wrong order. Let's see what the chat is saying. When do the matches start? The matches have already started. This is just now. It's not like you guys missed too much. Just now the matches are starting. And it is this is a round of 128 best of 3. For now we're going to be covering my games, but we're going to jump into some other games as well in just a little bit. Of course, the tournament is going to go on for about another 7 hours, I would say. Something like that from now. That sounds about right. Another 7 hours in a tournament. And so we're going to jump between me and of course, the other players in the tournament. It's hard to track down who you want to follow. I want to get some games with Sasani. He's a Kespa player. I've got a lot of respect for him. I mean, anyone who goes through the Kespa training program, you just got to give a lot of respect for them because they are just absolute monsters of the game. I'm trying to remember. I think he plays for SKT, but I'm not 100% sure. He's not one of the very famous Kespa players, but he is there. And there's a bunch of other players who signed up under names I don't quite recognize. But we're going to catch some of them as well. I want to catch some QXC games. Always love me some QXC. It kind of rhymed. No, it was not intentional. So I'm trying to do here is make sure I've got 2 probes in each of the closer mineral patches to my base. It's always a nice way to do things. And we're going to try to be annoying here. I don't mind delaying my Psychor just a bit here. Just to annoy him. If he's going for hatchery first, I wanted to... I mean, he was actually... So, if he's going for hatchery first, he would have had the hatchery done before I got to his base, so... he obviously wasn't. Just a little bit of annoyance. Be as annoying as possible is the typical mantra of the Protoss probe. There's that gas for him. Just started mining, so you got a little bit of time before speed actually can be a threat and be around. There's that hatchery. Here is the Nexus. I'm gonna grab a mineral and bring it back home. You know, this guy should just go straight home. And I do want to, you know, we're gonna get warp getting a zealot before you worry about mothership core. He didn't make too many zealots, and the fact that he doesn't have a very fast speed, I'm not super worried about getting that mothership core out as soon as possible. We're going to try to sneak this guy along the side here. And then hopefully he'll think I don't have any proxy pylons based on the fact that that he's been on top of this one probe anyway. And we're going to keep expanding my wall out. And as you do that, of course, make sure to scout for the third base of the potential Zerg threat. As he's got a drone there, he's going to now be paranoid about looking for pylons. And I'm a little bit... Is that a wall-in? It's a diagonal line, which often don't really wall in the way you want them to, which is unfortunate. We're going to see if we can be annoying to that third base. Make sure I have only the guys I want in here. He got Overlord speed, which means he's staying at hatchery tech for a little bit longer. Which means we're going to keep the extra guys to defend home. Oops. I messed up my hotkeys. So we're going to wait for a few more guys. And the goal of this push here is mostly to force him to get roaches, or to just do a very cost-inefficient Zerging trade, right? Because of course he could defend with just speedings, but because I don't have the +1. Holy moly, that was not what I wanted to be. And now we've got 9. I'm gonna get a robo right here, and then we're gonna grab 2 of those. Oh, mixing things up. He canceled that third base. Interesting. Are we doing a recall out of that? That's a great surround. Stick to the walls. Wow, my probes are going kind of crazy now. So we got to get these guys under control. And once those guys get under control, we do want to get this. I think he's going upgraded Zerglings right now. Is my intuition is telling me that. But we'll get a confirmation on exactly what's going on shortly. And we've got enough guys here, we can just do our thing here. Oops. It's not exactly what I wanted to summon, but that's alright. Roll with the punches, right? Roll with the punches. That's what they always tell you. Get a little bit of a help against the speedlings here. Ah, didn't get quite the trap I wanted to. So where is my... Here we go. I want to know if he's going muteless or not. In the meantime, we're going to get a couple stalkers just to be safe. I'm going to grab that. I think he's going for Ultras, though, is what it looked like. Oh, Hydraless. Interesting. That is interesting. Going straight to Hydraless. Definitely a bold move. We're just going to go for Blink Stalkers, because of course, Blink Stalkers, contrary to what some Zergs believe, actually are pretty darn good against Hydraless. And we're going to keep an eye on his rally point, because that's what I want to know. He could be going straight to Mutas after the Hydraless. It's something you got to keep an eye out on. Because some Zerg players will do that. Because they're wily, man. Zerg players are wily. They will do all kinds of things. Okay, no, he's just continually rallying Hydraless out. And we want to keep these upgrades going. Keep an eye on all possible attack paths. And get some more stalkers, of course. He just continues to rally Hydraless out. I want to make sure he's not going to Hive. Do I have to worry about... Because the question for me right now is, do I have to worry about Vipers or not? That's, of course, the big question. And if he does not go into Vipers, then I kind of just win once I get Colossi. Okay, he is going to Hive. So what I should do is I should start asserting myself on the map. And I think I want to expand this way and be aggressive. So we're going to do that. We're going to just start moving some of this detection down. And we're just going to keep making a lot of stalkers. And just keep applying pressure. Try to do some Zealot Warpings on the side to bother him a little bit. And we're just going to beat the creep back a bit. Nothing too crazy right now. Nothing too crazy. Just 2 Colossi and a lot of Stalkers should be good enough. Now, next step is to do some harassment over here. And of course, continue to push in there. Oh, and how did that get off my radar? And he's defended that well as well, so I think I'm in actually pretty decent shape though. That was an annoying run by, but it didn't actually do too much. Didn't actually do too much to me, and I put him down to 3 bases, which is pretty helpful. And now we just got to get a bunch of Templar here to help against the Vipers. And we got to do some more harassment and some other quadrants as well. How come I keep forgetting that my wall got beat down? That seems kind of silly to me. Yeah. Oh, he went ultraless. That's fine. That is totally fine. He's outmaneuvering me, but his strategy is a lot weaker. So it's weird. It's in a weird situation where it's like, okay that I'm being outplayed. Because, I mean, it's okay that I'm being outplayed in most ways you can measure it. Because his composition, Hydra Ultraless just isn't very synergistic, and he's fighting in bad locations as well. So it's one of those situations where even though I made some pretty big mistakes here, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Alright, so it's time to reinforce that location. Time to reinforce that as well. And now we got these two guys, we can get some more observers on the map. Get that guy down there. And we just want to keep him busy on this side. Notice how I'm not even attacking too much. It's because I want to wait to get some immortals would be nice, but also some archons in my composition. So we're waiting for those. And then once those are set up, we're going to go ahead and maybe we'll attack this space over here and just poke out. To try to trade off some zealots. I do have to worry about potentially Broodlord transition. So we should get some... We should just go for straight for the hatchery. And what I should do, I should get some more gateways. You don't want to get too many though, because you can easily run out of resources. Alright, I didn't time that quite well enough. But now I got 2 more mortals anyway. Got 2 more mortals, which is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, he's still just on the same composition. I want to go ahead and get some pylons. I don't want to do harassment on multiple angles. I want to keep expanding towards him because I want to promote conflict. Because I'm more scared of the late game. I think my position is stronger right now than his is. And that means my position could get worse if we don't do enough trades. So that's kind of my methodology behind that. It's my thought process anyway. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get some of this stuff. We're going to attack along here. Keep chrono boosting a lot of stuff. He's been annoying here. We'll do that warp in. We're going to try to escape from him here. He's going to look to do a base race. I'm going to try to get ready to recall back if I need to. And to stay on top of things, we should be okay. Where did his army go? Now I'm getting paranoid, man. He just sacked all his bases. When they sack all their bases for nothing, you get scared. At least I do. Hopefully I can kill all those Banings before they really become too much of a problem. And while I did lose that battle, I'm going to win the war because I took out enough there that I'm going to be totally fine. And that's really all that matters. And get a few more Zealots, a few more Dark Templar. Even if he goes to Brood Lords at this point, he doesn't have the resources to be the type of threat that you'd actually really be scared of. Alright, you know what, I should probably transfer some workers over here. Sorry this game's kind of dragging on, guys. I know it's been going on for a bit. And we're at that point where if I was a stronger player, I would have ended it a while ago, but it's just one of those things where you play an extra safe. Playing extra safe. Just said too much, guys. He kind of ran out of units there. So sorry that game did drag on a bit. My play was less than solid there, I'm going to admit it. I was just kind of lucky that he didn't really know what he was doing either. Just kind of sad because he's like a rank farm. We know he did know what he was doing, just not quite well enough. So it is a best of 3. The tournament, we're still in the first round, so there's not those crazy, intense matchups going on quite yet. We'll get to those as the tournament goes on. Remember, this is an open sign-up tournament. Anyone, Masters League can sign up. We've got some pros in here. We've got some Masters, some up-and-comers, a lot of good mix of players. But it's also a live event, so it comes with those type of problems as well. But we're going to get into Game 2 versus Crayon coming up in just a minute or two. So, we'll be up in just a minute.